Hello, this is Mark Johnson, CEO of Loyalty360, welcoming you to another Loyalty360 Thought Leadership Series video. In this series, we talk to the leaders in customer, channel, and brand loyalty about the technology that impacts brands' ability to drive unique experiences and engagement. Today, we have the pleasure of speaking with Lukasz Sloniewski, Consulting Director for Comarch. Lukasz, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us today.
Hi, thanks a lot for that opportunity.
Could you tell us more about Comarch and your role within the organization?
Of course. So Comarch is a global software house. We have almost 100 offices in more than 30 countries. It hires more than 6,500 people right now. So we're focusing on IT and delivering IT solutions for many industries like retailers, telecommunication, banks. And we do have a lot of different products, but one of the flagship products of ours is Comarch Loyalty Management. It's being considered as one of the top loyalty solutions all over the world. And my name is Lukasz Sloniewski. I'm with Comarch for the last 12 years, all the time related to our loyalty solutions, helping our clients to build their own loyalty schemes. Currently, I'm kind of like sharing my time between two main projects. So on the one hand, I'm a consulting director responsible for sales of our solution in Europe. But on the other hand, with a very strong team of colleagues, we're trying to launch a new product, which is called Comarch Loyalty Management in cloud, which is going to be the new, lighter, faster to deploy version of our flagship loyalty tool.
Could you elaborate on what the biggest challenge that your clients face in driving deeper customer loyalty is?
Yeah, sure. So basically, one of the biggest challenges that we see since many years is are the silos of data. So the companies are collecting more and more data. They introduce new solutions to track the clients in different channels, offer different channels, sales channels, communication tools. So they do have the multi-channel environment, but it's not omni-channel. Those data are not connected. So like almost half of the marketers, they admit that they have a very big difficulty in having a holistic view of the customer across all of the interactions that they do. And if you don't have like a clear view on who your client is and how they behave in different channels, how they interact with you, it's also very difficult to build a truly personalized, individualized content for them. And if we're lacking that, we're also lacking the relevancy, which kind of like results in lack of the engagement. Another issue is that most of the companies are when thinking about the loyalty schemes and the loyalty operations, they focus rather on the rewards than the experiences. And currently, experience is overtaking everything. It overtakes the price, it overtakes the product, it's the main differentiators. So it's easy to forget about it, but it's very important to remember that that's the element that we should focus on if we really want to build a lasting loyalty. And lastly, it's also quite an issue that no one is talking about is the lack of resources. So most of the companies are lacking knowledge, are lacking the manpower in managing the loyalty schemes as they would like to. So sometimes they could really do more if it was easier to do it or if they had more people. So sometimes they are struggling because they do have a difficult to use technology, or they need to go through their IT, or it's difficult to manage those loyalty by their own hands in the marketing or loyalty operation teams.
How does Comarch's technology assist clients with these challenges?
So basically, our technology is in the first place, it helps to capture the loyalty data. but all of the data that could be relevant from the perspective of building this loyalty. So we don't necessarily talk about the sales data. Of course, that's a big chunk of that. That's very important area of customer interaction, but that's not everything that tells us or helps us to build a true effective loyalty program. So our software is very often within the projects that we deliver is becoming a central component of the whole CRM strategy, which helps our clients to collect the data from many sources. And we have a lot of examples of such implementations where we are approaching customer data from many different perspectives. One of the good examples of that is our project for Ford, where not only we focus on rewarding people for their spending behavior, their purchases, but we go further. We track their digital activity, their digital interactions and engagement, and also we start capturing the information about how people drive their cars, how they are using the product, because that tells us a lot about themselves and how they interact with the brand and how to better personalize their experiences. So we go way further than the usual loyalty program. So this data capturing is one element. It's very important, but it's just a starting point. So capturing this data is just the entry point for building the relevancy. So our tools are helping the loyalty managers to go through the whole process. So analyze that data, prepare the offer, communicate it to the client, but most importantly, also execute all the promotional activities, all the rewarding schemes in omnichannel environment. So this is a key element, because majority of the solutions that are used for the marketing are kind of like focusing more on the communication. We are also delivering the execution scheme, so we can make sure that if there's an offer for the client, this client is going to be able to use that offer in any channel where they interact with the brand. Of course, there's also a lot of other mechanics. For example, for grouping the clients, there's a lot around the segmentation and the recognition. We see that the recognition is becoming more and more used within also the retail space. Of course, that was and is a domain of all the airline programs, but the retail companies start to also focusing on the most profitable customers. So we do have a lot of mechanics that helps here, and also building the partnership with the non-competing brands. That's a big part of the loyalty operations, making the loyalty programs much more attractive for the clients. So that's a big part of our technology that helps to facilitate that, helps to settle with the partners, make all the billings, and make the program profitable.
Why did you decide to start this new lighter version of your flagship loyalty offering?
Sure. So in the segment of the enterprise client, we're very good. As there's always a high pressure to deliver the constant innovation, to differentiate. So that's where our approach of delivering a perfect customization of our platform and also early adoption of new unused technologies work perfectly. So this is our and that has been our core strategy for many years, and it works very well. But at the same time, we were discussing with many other companies that are usually at the beginning of their loyalty management operations, and they see that we as Comarch and our platform has already a lot of core functionalities and a lot of best practices that they could use right away, but they need those to be delivered much quicker at lower cost. So they don't need that customization projects. They don't need that heavy integrations and so on and so on. So sometimes they even expect to avoid the customizations because they want to have like a more standardized solution. So looking at that market, we have analyzed the offering for this kind of approach, and it turns out that most of the platforms that are there, they focus on the simple loyalty mechanics like discounts, coupons, points, and we as Comarch, we deliver much more of the technologies that helps to improve the overall customer experience. So within those last 20 years, during which we've been delivering those loyalty solutions, it allowed us to, perfectly understand the needs of our customers. We understand how they work with the loyalty programs, what they need, and also how to very efficiently integrate the data. So those are our strengths that we wanted to kind of like spread to the bigger number of potential clients. At the same time, like within some years, last years, we switched completely to a full microservice architecture, which means that we have our core loyalty management solution, but we deliver a lot of new technologies in kind of like a smaller, lighter modules that could be deployed with other solutions, and we wanted to kind of make them available also to the higher audience. So we just assumed that it would be great if much higher number of brands could benefit from our experience in form of a more innovative, lighter technology that doesn't require the big projects and could be quickly accessed as a cloud service. So that's our plan, and that's the new platform that is going to be launched in Q1 2020.
What sets Comarch apart from your competitors in that tight market of loyalty service for medium-sized enterprises? And how is your technology differentiated?
Yeah, so of course we have to think about like what's going to be our competitive advantage, and where are we going to be winning the attention of our potential clients. So there are a lot of elements on which we have focused when building this new platform from scratch. Of course, we are in a very privileged situation because we do have a lot of experience in delivering those loyalty solutions that we could use. We had like a number of great clients that helped us to design and test this new lighter cloud solution. So definitely we're going to be focusing on the whole user experience of using this new loyalty solution. So this many years of working with program managers teach us one thing. It's basically the teams are very busy, and they would like to have a very quick time to market for creating new campaigns, new promotions, new rewards. So we focused mainly on making sure that we give the maximum of the capabilities available in a very simple processes from the marketer or loyalty program manager perspective. So they should be able to very quickly deliver all the new ideas and launch them in production. What else? They need to be sure that what they are doing works the way how they want it. So there's going to be a lot of tools that help them to plan and organize those campaigns. The next thing that I put some attention before is the easiness of adding new data sources. We know that this integration part is going to be one of the key points when fighting for the market. So we are focusing on making sure that adding new data, new information about how clients behave is going to be extremely simple. We also offer a lot of ideas and technologies that we have delivered within those big enterprise projects. So there's going to be the open API for the integration, but we also are going to offer the tablet application for the cashiers if we want to avoid the integration with the cash systems. The OCR technology that helps or allows to scan the sales ticket. So there are going to be a good mix of how to capture the data, which is going to be fitting any size of the clients. We also have a lot of components that are ready to use. For example, the mobile application and web portal, which are going to be white label, very quick to deploy. So you can just buy it and quickly launch the loyalty scheme with all the components you need. You don't need to look for another agency to work with the API, create the mobile app for you. And most importantly, as I said, we're not going to be focusing only on delivering those standard or key loyalty mechanics. We're going to try to also offer a lot of technologies that helps to improve the whole customer experience. So things such as location-based services like indoor navigation or mobile payment. So anything that could make it easier or more comfortable for your clients to interact with your brand. That's going to be our focus. And this is going to be a truly modular solution. So basically, our clients are going to be able to simply turn on and turn off different capabilities like gamification mechanics, analytics, chatbots, mobile wallets. So there's going to be a lot of things that they could use if they need to.
So what is the next big thing for Comarch? What's next in your roadmap?
Yeah, so definitely what we're focusing on currently since last 12, 18 months is artificial intelligence, which is clear that's a hot topic. But what we are trying to do and how we are trying to differentiate is that we really do that not in PowerPoints but in real as algorithms, as models. So basically, we are delivering a lot of components that are going to be using the machine learning to improve the operations, to make it easier for the loyalty program managers to run their loyalty schemes. So we try to use that technology in a couple of different areas. First of all, we're building the mechanics for providing the recommendations for the marketers, recommendation of the best next action, promotions, products, communication mix. So how to approach the client, through which channel, with which offer. That's something that will be recommended by our AI, and it's good. It should help the marketers to make the perfect promotions. We are also going to use it for the promotion simulation, so helping the marketers to estimate the potential, cost of promotions, results of them, depending on many factors that normally it would be difficult to analyze them by human. And then there's also a very big topic of the fraud detection. Loyalty programs are becoming like very vulnerable for frauds, for attacks. So we've experienced a lot of activity in that area where people are trying to somehow steal data or steal points. So there's also a lot of focus on our side on using the artificial intelligence, those machine learning algorithms to try to detect, first of all, build the standard behavior patterns and then detect anything that doesn't fit that standard pattern. So that's where we mainly put the attention to. There's, of course, one more very important element that use the artificial intelligence. Those are chatbots. We're releasing the first version of those chatbots for, to facilitate some simple interactions with clients. So like enrollment, ordering, rewards. Instead of doing that with human interaction, they could just interact with a chatbot and solve their issues and perform different activities in more interactive way, but still that doesn't require to, increase the resources on the program operator side. And there's one more thing that is also, we believe, is important. We're working on constantly is to facilitate the communication, loyalty communication through messengers, social messengers. We see that it's very difficult sometimes to win the fight for the attention on the mobile application. So we're looking for new ways to interact with loyalty program members, and all those types of messengers like WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, Line in Asia. Those are the elements that kind of like catch our attention, and we are going to try to communicate more and more through those channels.
What direction do you see customer loyalty programs heading in the next 2 to 3 years? And how is Comarch adapting to meet the changing needs of your clients?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the two main trends that I see is, first of all, the skip the queue kind of approach, like simplicity. Everything needs to be simpler, quicker, easy accessible. So this is what the members of loyalty programs are expecting right now, and we see that the market is following that. So the good example is the recent changes in Miles and More program, which is here for so many years. It's like the rules of that program are known by its members by heart for many years, and they yet decided to change it because it was too complex already. There were like a lot of smaller sub programs inside, so they simplified. They try to make it more unified, and it's also just proving that this is a trend. And we need to look at it from many perspectives. So first of all, the rewarding, how to make sure that the clients are feeling appreciated quickly without having to prove the loyalty for too long. So this is what they expect. The communication, how we make sure that we communicate with the clients without asking them to engage too much. So more through some contextualized display messengers rather than emails or apps. So the simplicity is one element. And the other big trend is definitely the hyper-personalization. So there are two ways that it could develop, potentially depending on the technology, development and adoption. But both have something in common. So we should stop thinking about the loyalty program as the initiative that has a golden one-fits-all mechanic. So basically, most probably the loyalty programs are going to either give some more control to members, so they will be able to decide how they want to be rewarded and for what type of activities, what type of interactions. So more control in the hands of the clients, because we don't want to double dip, give too many rewards for the same activities to the same clients. So it's better to just give them the control of how they want to be rewarded. And then if we have a good adoption of this artificial intelligence, we can go down to individualized offers. So it's not like about the segmentation or personalization. It's even going a step lower. So building the individual offers dedicated for each client individually. So those are potentially two trends that could happen. At the end, there's also this big holy grail for the marketers that is also related to real-time data processing. It would be the best if we have the technology that allows us to analyze a lot of data, big data coming from different streams and in different forms of data, like video, like social media data, in real time, and react with some contextualized feedback or information back to the client. So this is all the elements that we as Comarch consider, and we try to respond by delivering like the new ways of analyzing the data, the new ways of collecting the data, the artificial intelligence mechanisms built into our loyalty tools to help the loyalty program operators to be more efficient, make the program more attractive, and just get the better ROI of those.
Thanks, Lukasz, for the time to speak with us today. It's always great catching up with those in the market and understanding what they're seeing, hearing, and doing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Lukasz. We appreciate the time today and look forward to hearing more from Comarch in the coming year.